Hello, this is Noreen Crone-Findlay, and I am the author of a wonderful new book on potholder loom weaving. Now here you see a whole bench full of wonderful baskets that I designed for the book. And the reason why I did so many baskets is A, because I love baskets, and especially soft ones. I find them to be just such a convenient and handy tool to have in and about the house and in the studio. But I also wanted to show a whole ton of different techniques for working with the potholder looms, and that's why I wove so many different baskets. Now, you can see there's a 6-inch potholder loom, the 3-inch potholder loom that I had specially designed for the book, and asked the good people, Donna and Gary at Dewberry Ridge Looms to make, and they made the wooden looms, potholder looms, and here's the Harrisville Looms Pro size, and this is one of my favorite baskets. Well, they're kind of all my favorite baskets, but this one is woven on the Pro size loom, and it has the dancing lady on the top and one of the twill patterns, the twill diamond, on the base. And one of the things that I'm going to be showing you, or that I do show you in the book, is how to use potholder loom loops to make gorgeous short handles. And also on the next basket I'll show you how they're used to make long handles too. If you want to use your basket as a market bag, then long handles are really handy. This bag is a basket, but it's also a market bag. And it is a very soft and stretchy one. Now you'll see this has the shoulder handles that stretch out nice and long so you can wear it crossbody or just over the shoulder. I put a button on the top, and even though these squares look kind of small, they look like they would have been done on the 6-inch loom, they weren't. They were actually done on the 9-inch Pro size loom, and these are extremely soft and flexible, and that's because I figured out a very clever and special way of making very soft, very flexible squares, and it's also very, very frugal. It's a clever technique that you're going to love. Now, one of the other things that I showed was this, in that technique, there's a way of doing perimeters in a different way, a way of joining the squares in a way that's going to be kind of new to people. So there's lots of new techniques shown with this particular bag, and I love the sunny disposition of this market bag because the colors are just so cheerful. But again, you don't have to make it in bright colors. You can make it in a single color, or you can make it with you know, more muted tones too. But this one just struck me as being very jolly. Okay, so on to the next basket. This basket shows a different technique that I developed as well. It's called the twisted cable, and it's a very neat technique, and it has the short handles, and the twisted cable is best done using the potholder loom loops, and that works best for it. I'm going to just scoot down to the bench here, because this bag and this one also are the twisted cable technique, and I will I'll lift those up so you can see them more easily. This basket has a decorative flower on one side, and the flowers are also, the instructions for them are also in the book as well. So what if you don't want to use the loops to make your handles? There is, in the book, instructions for how to make the wooden, I really like the square handles, they're very sturdy, how to make them, and also how to attach them with loops. Now, I like to put, on the outside of baskets and bags, I really like to put a pocket for, you know, your phone or whatever, or if it's if you have a pattern, a small pattern that you want to stick in there, it's great. So having a pocket at least on one side of the basket, especially if you're going to be, because I use them as project bags, and so I find it's really handy to have that pocket on the outside. And this is the twisted cable technique, done also with potholder loops, and just done in 2 shades. This basket is embellished with a potholder loop butterfly, and the instructions for this butterfly are also in the book as well. It is the twisted cable technique. Now, there's lots of information about how to weave the twisted cable technique and how to do the joining of the squares and the sides of the bags. And again, I chose to put long handles on the bag, the basket, which also becomes a bag. And this one as well, I wanted the outside pocket, and so I did it in contrasting. Well, I just used the yellow because just to make that pop, because of course in the sides of the basket I used 3 different colors, and the base I did in just the yellow. Oops, sorry, I kind of jerked the camera around there. I love this basket. It's got the short handles, and it is the Mosaic Technique. And you can see I did it with different colors when I was playing with colorways. Quite gorgeous. And there's the Mosaic Technique done just with 1 color. Yeah, that's just a real celebration of color. And to me, it's quite folkloric looking. This is one of the larger baskets as well, and I have embellished it with the dragonfly, and this dragonfly is in the book as well. Now, I played around with lots of different patterns, and I wanted to just try out, you know, sampling and swatching different patterns and different colors, and so putting them together in a basket afterwards is a great idea. And again, the outside pocket. I love having that outside pocket. So it's a pretty nifty basket. And oh, the other thing too is that these baskets fit great into, you know, I have the IKEA storage cubes here in the studio, and the soft baskets fit great into them. So they're a good size for shelves and storage cubes. I love this basket. It's woven on the Pro size 27 nail loom, and it is woven with roving yarn. Now, the thing that's quite neat about this is I wanted to play with geometry, and so I wove different like rectangles. Of course, in the book I'm going to show you how to weave all kinds of different geometric shapes, and one of them is rectangles, and also triangles. There's all kinds of different triangles in the book as well. And again, a plain checkerboard square, but embellished with 2 tiny little pockets woven on the 3-inch loom. And then this side is also triangles. And I'll show you what's inside this bag. These 2 baskets were woven with loops on the standard size 18 peg or nail size potholder loom. Now this basket is your usual size basket, you know, like a normal open top basket. And this one has a lid. You can put a lid on any of your baskets, just weave a second square that's, you know, it doesn't have to be identical to the base, but just weave one more square and attach it. And again, I've used quite a unique way of putting the baskets together. Just want to, I'm going to put this down here. Can I put it on the, I'll put it on this basket so I can hold it with one hand and show you one of the things that you can do with the baskets as well is to fold the edges down. And so that makes a shorter side basket that is very sturdy and hold its shape quite nicely. The last little basket that I'm going to show you was woven on the 3-inch potholder loom. Let me just grab, here's a standard size loom so you can see the difference in size, so that you've got a much smaller weaving area. Now this little basket I wove using fabric strips. Any and all of the baskets can be woven using fabric strips, which is a wonderful way of being eco-friendly. And one of the things too, you saw me rolling this little basket around, it makes a wonderful ball or hacky sack or juggling ball if you just put a lid on, a top on it, pardon me, and stitch it shut, and then you'll have a wonderful roly-poly little ball. So it's a great baby toy. So there are the baskets, which also work as bags too, from the new Potholder Loom book. So it is available worldwide. Now at this point, I'm shooting this in November of 2019. At this point, it's available for pre-order. Please do pre-order it online at all the online booksellers. And in January of 2020, it will be available worldwide, online, but also in all the bookstores. So happy weaving, and hooray for the love of potholder looms. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.